His music fused funk, R&B, and rock and roll into the most adrenalized sound of the 1980s. His hypersexual image redefined masculinity for a new age. He was a rock star who didn't look like what some people thought a rock star was supposed to look like. Blessed with swagger, seductive allure, and a level of technique that his peers knew was off the chart.
He's the best pop musician that ever lived.
He could do it all, and he could, Prince would take the instrument from you and play it better.
A prolific, ceaselessly creative musical visionary on every front.
He was a game changer. One of the rare combinations of great musician, great singer, great songwriter, and great conceptualist.
If you had a picture of the word prolific and you had to put somebody's picture next to it, it would be Prince.
He was not confined by rules of race, sexuality, style, music. He had his freedom.
Pushing limits, in total control of his groundbreaking look and sound, with the aura of danger that cutting-edge artists are meant to have. When he was young, what were his dreams?
He wanted to be Elvis.
A child of a jazz singer mother and a pianist father.
How can I put this? My father he was so hard on me. I was never good enough.
Prince Rogers Nelson grew up in Minneapolis with musical influences that spanned genres, from Joni Mitchell to James Brown, a whiff of Minnesota's Scandinavian melancholy, and the Twin Cities hit Funky Town.
Won't you take me to Funky Town?
Prince was kind of shy as a kid, I guess. I never thought of him like that. Whenever there was music involved, he was the exact opposite of shy. I mean, he really loved music. You could just tell that it was just in him.
You're very sweet, but you're very much to yourself. Okay. And shy?
I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
He didn't say much of anything, and publicly never would. But from the jump, what he sang was risky, different, and just dripping with sex.
Every song was either a prayer or foreplay. You know, like you either wanted to drop to your knees or you wanted to drop to your knees.
It was off the rails and irresistible, yet not everyone liked it. When he opened for the Rolling Stones in 1981 in Los Angeles, he was booed off the stage. No big, just 2 years later, he'd have his first big hit single. On a song he nearly gave away to another singer. He wanted somebody else
to do a Little Red Corvette. And I said, no. And I'm like, I'm having a heart attack.
Its success set the stage for Purple Rain. The album which would make Prince an undeniable superstar in everyone's eyes.
Who was tops in the pop of 1984? Christopher Connelly is an associate editor of Rolling Stone. And
Prince was the critics' artist of the year. Both the critics and the readers agreed that he was the soul and R&B artist of the year.
He would go on to amass 7 Grammys and sell more than 100 million records, and see his popularity put him in the cultural crosshairs.
I met her in a hotel lobby, masturbating with magazines.
This Darling Nikki verse, deemed Public Enemy #1 by the Parents Music Resource Center, with Tipper Gore and Susan Baker eager to slap a sticker on albums with explicitly sexual lyrics.
I asked him about the lyrics, and he just said, my generation will understand the real reality of my lyrics.
Whatever, Prince remained a witty provocateur, from his diverse, sometimes lingerie-clad band to his famous Rear Window jumpsuit.
Now move your big ass round this way.
At the MTV VMAs, where, like at the Oscars, fashion was another opportunity for cheeky individuality and defiance of the norm.
Using fashion and clothing to further illustrate his creativity. I don't think t-shirts and jeans were his thing. Too pedestrian.
The power of all of his work would endure, even as musical tastes changed, and the hits stopped coming with such frequency. Was it difficult for him when hip-hop and rap came on board? And
yeah, he asked me, should I learn to rap? So he'd be embarrassed that I told you that, but I said, I don't think so.
Yet as the career honors started to roll in, he proved his musicianship remained without equal. He was back-to-back glam with Beyonce at the Grammys. Jammed with Tom Petty.
Prince.
The night he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004.
Thank you, Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. This is definitely an honor.
The performer with song titles too lubricious to say on network television became a Jehovah's Witness, asking pals not to swear around him. What did matter to him, Bob?
That when he did a show, that the band was good, the dancers were good, and that the audience went nuts. That was his greatest joy in life, was playing. It's what he thought he was put on earth to do.
In recent years, he wrote songs about the devastation of Hurricane Katrina and racial strife in the city of Baltimore. Through his final shows, Prince never lost his belief in freedom, for his own creativity, for other artists, and for his fans, the millions he liberated every time he strapped on a guitar and started to play.
Our thanks to Chris. And with fans listening all over again to those indelible songs, the very best of Prince is already slated to be #1 on Billboard next week.